Admiral Kethvar of the Stellar Dominion had seen every type of warship the galaxy had to offer. His own dreadnought, the Infinite Pride, represented the pinnacle of military engineering: quantum shields, reality-piercing cannons, and dimensional drives that could fold space itself. So when the human delegation requested permission to show off our old museum pieces, he was curious but not concerned. Humans were known for their quaint attachment to primitive technology. "Admiral," his tactical officer reported, "the human fleet is approaching." Sensors are confused. Kethvar studied the display, frowning at the readings. The human vessels appeared to be moving at impossible speeds, using what his instruments identified as crude chemical propulsion. "Recalibrate the sensors," he ordered. "Those readings can't be correct." The first human ship to decloak was a massive, angular vessel that looked like it had been built in a shipyard from the Dark Ages. No elegant curves or crystalline matrices, just brutal, functional metal plating and weapon ports that seemed to cover every available surface. "Greetings, Admiral," came the transmission from the human commander, Admiral Sarah Mitchell. "Allow me to present the UES Missouri, recommissioned after 600 years of museum duty." Kethvar's mandibles clicked in amusement. "Admiral Mitchell, your vessel appears to lack even basic energy shields. Surely this is not representative of human military capability?" "Oh, this old girl?" Mitchell's voice carried fond affection. "She's from our pre-space warfare era. We call her a battleship. Completely obsolete by modern standards, of course." More human vessels appeared, each more primitive-looking than the last. Kethvar's tactical officer was frantically running scans, his voice growing increasingly confused. "Sir, these ships, they're radiating energy signatures, entire battle group. Impossible," Kethvar scoffed. "No chemical propulsion system could move something that massive." "Admiral," Mitchell's voice interrupted his thoughts. "Would you like a demonstration of what these museum pieces can do?" Before Kethvar could respond, the human fleet opened fire on a series of target asteroids positioned several thousand kilometers away. What he saw defied everything he understood about physics. The Missouri didn't fire energy beams or plasma bursts. Instead, massive projectiles erupted from her guns at velocities that should have been impossible without exotic matter acceleration. Each shell was the size of a small shuttle, moving fast enough to create visible distortions in space-time. The asteroids didn't just explode. They ceased to exist, reduced to fundamental particles by the sheer kinetic energy of the impacts. "Dear gods," Kethvar whispered as his instruments registered energy releases comparable to antimatter warheads. "Those are solid projectiles?" 16-inch naval artillery, Mitchell confirmed cheerfully. "We used to sink ships with these. Now we just had to make a few modifications for space combat." A second human vessel, even more archaic in appearance, added its fire to the demonstration. This one launched what appeared to be primitive missiles, but Kethvar's sensors registered exotic matter signatures in their warheads. "The UES Enterprise there is from our early space age," Mitchell explained as the aircraft carrier's nuclear-tipped missiles obliterated another asteroid field. "We thought you might enjoy seeing how we adapted atmospheric fighter tactics for void warfare." Kethvar watched in growing horror as more obsolete human warships revealed capabilities that shouldn't exist. Submarines that could phase through solid matter, destroyers that generated localized gravity wells, and cruisers that somehow weaponized their primitive radar systems into reality-disrupting beams. "Admiral Mitchell," he managed, "if these are your obsolete vessels, what do your modern ships look like?" The transmission fell silent for a long moment. When Mitchell's voice returned, there was something distinctly unsettling in her tone. "Admiral Kethvar, these ships represent our learning curve. Each one taught us something about the fundamental nature of warfare that we incorporated into newer designs." She paused as another human ship, this one resembling a primitive atmospheric bomber, somehow managed to crack a small moon in half using what appeared to be conventional explosives. "Our modern fleet? Well, let's just say we don't bring museum pieces to actual fights. Admiral Kethvar immediately opened diplomatic channels to renegotiate the Stellar Dominion's relationship with humanity. If their obsolete warships could rewrite physics, he had no desire to discover what their current technology could accomplish.